In 1952, Dr. Ernst Fuhrmann developed a little four-cylinder, an air-cooled engine, a flat design, full roller camshaft, hemispherical combustion chamber, and 4 cams. Pretty tricky little motor to assemble, almost 40 hours to get the motor right. But once they got it right, it was that little motor and this little 550 Spyder that gave Porsche its victory, and actually gave them victories in its class from 54 to 58 straight at Le Mans. It also gave them victories at Nürburgring, the Mille Miglia, the Tour de France, and at Sebring. This car won races all over North America as well as Europe, and it was a car like this that James Dean figured he was going to become a race car driver in. These cars were constantly being redeveloped by both Porsche and the race teams. A car like this, the 550, developed into the 550A in 1956. Major change, it went from a ladder frame construction to a true tubular space frame construction, making the car lighter. All aluminum body was there as well. A 5-speed gearbox was added in the 550A, even though first gear was really just for the launches at the beginning of the races. In 1957, the RSK was developed. In 1960, the RS60 was developed and raced successfully, and this being the final variant of the successful 718 series 4-cam Spyders, the RS61. Only 14 of these beautiful cars were built. They were a great car to drive, and they were a great car to race. So let's jump in and take it for a spin. The RS61 really evolved from the 550 Spyder, and it was a total progression. It started out as a ladder chassis and ended up as a space frame chassis. Very lightweight tubing. The car is a lot of fun to drive. It's got an odd shift pattern in it. Fully independent suspension makes the car feel really nice, and great big discs on this car really haul down the car in a hurry. These cars were truly giant killers. They'd take on 3-liter Ferraris and actually beat them. Of course, any of the 550 Spyders or the RS cars, the RSKs, were all about motor. This is a little 4-cylinder motor, but with big punch. They made the car reliable. They made the motor very, very reliable using a roller cam, hemispherical shaped head. 4 cams in this motor. Quite a piece of art to put together. Ultimately, this car is a vintage race car that's just a ton of fun to drive. You're sitting a few inches off the ground. The perception of speed is increased when you're down this low, and the car does handle just unbelievably. After many years of racing, this car truly did get a ground-up restoration. The tubular space frame chassis has been totally gone through. It looks like it's been sandblasted and painted properly. The aluminum body, beautifully restored. Every panel looks like brand new on this car. The motor compartment, again, highly detailed, and keep in mind, this is a race car. The front has been beautifully restored. They've kept the original fuel cell and then added an additional fuel cell in order to go vintage racing. The interior of this car looks like brand new, from the seat covers to the steering wheel to the gauges, and everything is functional. A car like this has to be worth somewhere between $700,000 and $750,000, and with only 14 of these cars being built, it's worth every penny.